4, 3. Welcome to another exciting episode of Master or Not with our wonderful heroes, Wilda the Water Being,
Spencer, you have food. You don't need to cry for more food.
Spencer the Super Cat,
Wow.
Transient the Meta Manipulator,
Wait, that was food?
Jace the Technomancer, Dahlia the Living Dead Girl,
I'm going through some shit right now.
and who is this mysterious lady on the opposite side of town, slowly walking across?
Nope.
We hope to find out here soon. Last time on Masternaut, our heroes agreed to apply for the security position for the Switzer family, and after preparing, they set off to parts beyond Nevada, Hill, Michigan. But as they traveled, they found one of their stops, a motel in Salt Lake City, was beset by were coyotes. In a short time, they managed to wrangle the feral pups along with a legit werewolf, and found what may be the source of the scourge on the motel, a Himmel-made coyote statue at the bottom of a pool. Unperturbed, they resumed their travels in the mornings and their next stop was an unexpected one. Caught in traffic at the outskirts of Lincoln, Nebraska, Spencer noticed a house fire with a myriad of half-bodied vampires flying in the air. While dealing with one of them, a random girl appears and exhibits similar powers to one of the group. Who is this mysterious woman, and how will our heroes meet them before they split town? Find out today! Picking where we last left off, Rowan, you are still walking down the street. It is relatively a bright day. Did I say 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock last night?
We're approaching dusk. We'd been traveling for 9+ hours.
The sun is still up, though it's approaching the mountain ranges at a late 6 p.m.
Hold up. Pause. Mountain ranges in Nebraska.
I'm stumbling over here. Terrible. The cityscape. The city outline. Does that help a little bit better? Before it cascades behind the tallest of buildings in Nebraska.
Midwest, good sir. Midwest. We have 3 terrains here. This terrain's most likely forest.
The mayor turns his head towards the cityscape. Forest bound, wondering what is he doing with his life. Meanwhile, Rowan, you find yourself still passing by several trees, several buildings, as the sun is setting, but just high enough to still be previewing what seems to be half vampires wandering around the city. You are leaving. Amidst these motions, you do hear a series of daunting noises, between sounds of screaming, sounds of panic, people hurrying to their homes, immediately boarding up their windows. A shriek of a young woman going, "Mommy, help me! Help me, mommy!" As barely coming into view, a half vampire carries her right over your preference, right over the street that you're walking on.
The street I'm walking on also happens to be the one where the car is stuck, if I recall correctly. Their vehicle.
Like like I said, they are at the outskirts of town, and you're approaching on the opposite side. It was a different vehicle.
Okay.
But you did meet a Spencer, which is also still in the air, previewing the multiple attacks occurring all around. Spencer, while you are keeping an eye on the young lass you just met, you do also see the same scene: a vampire carrying a young girl right over the street, only half a body though. The vampire, not the little girl. The little girl is still in one piece and screaming, hollering for her mother. What will you both do?
I want to see how this strange woman will react.
The woman pulls out a Nokia cell phone, the indestructible kind,
Hey, that's like mine.
and begins to rapidly type something into it as though sending a text.
Spencer's gonna fly up to the half vampire holding the girl, and he's going to try and. So, how is the girl being held?
By her arms. She's being held by her arms.
Like under her arms, or is it like is the grip on top or under her arms?
Both wrists in hands, both hands in holding the young woman, young girl. Has wings on its back, flapping.
I would like to try and, as fast as I can, pull the girl out of their grip and try and at the same time spin around and kick this half vampire in the face.
All right, I'm going to need a grapple check from you, as I need to roll a counter strength and a toughness.
Pulling up my sheet.
DM, I'm going to be sending you a message.
Hit me.
She's breaking the fourth wall already. This.
Oh, goodness.
All right. With my protector form, it's a plus 12. So let me roll that. That is a 22.
With a swiftness, you're able to snag the girl, and in a quick motion, your legs fly up. The vampire, too focused on trying to maintain the grip, loses to your strength. The poor girl does seem to suffer a little bit, though, as the struggle between two great strength beings immediately breaks the thumbs of her fingers in order, causing them to redden and inflame.
I see. Can I still kick the half vampire?
You will need to give me a close combat check.
Close combat check. Close combat check.
While I'm waiting on that message and waiting on that strike.
I have it. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's a 16.
That does hit the vampire. As the vampire now has to roll against your damage. Ooh.
That is a DC 21, I think. I'm in my protector form, and I don't hit as hard.
The kick is not only bruising into its soft face. You do see its eyes start twirling around, and it seems to appear dazed from its contact. At the same time, as you hold the young lady in your arms, you do see something that you didn't thought you would see in certain series of events. You happen to see a red fairy, much like the ones that would appear in your garage or at the Thrussell homes. Especially when you know for a fact that Wilda has been trying to tell you what a laser pointer is. But these red fairies just keep appearing.
Red fairy. So, how high up in the from the ground is Spencer right now?
You're currently 30 feet in the air, while the impact has only pushed the vampire about 5 feet further away from you into the air. The
Okay.
red fairy lingers around its face as a loud bang goes off, missing everyone entirely and causing an eruption to occur at the ground level, right by a fire hydrant, right by a fire hydrant next to a couple of thicket trees.
Who shot?
Spencer, your cat-like eyes only need to make a roll as you happen to see a series of SWAT teams start appearing from around each of the building, all focusing their fires in the current immediate vicinity of this vampire and whatever other creatures are coming close, as several other sounds do occur.
So they're shooting at it.
They are actively defending this town.
That's good to hear. Can I find this child's mother?
I don't know, Spencer. Can you?
That's a good question. I'll roll a perception check.
Rowan, your team has managed to make the scene. as as you manage to send the text just in enough time before our dear flying cat notices a series of red fairies on his back as his eyes turn around to look for to what were you doing again, Spencer?
Trying to find this girl's mother.
Before he flies off to find the young girl's mother, you manage to get the guns to refocus their being fire on the initial target. In a few series of shots, there seems to be an issue. The bullets that they are using don't seem to fully penetrate through its thick hide. Not unlike a bulletproof vest, essentially. But on its face, torso, arms, none of the bullets seem to be doing much for piercing on this one. Though they are only strictly using their standard rounds. They have not switched over to super high lethal force or, God forbid, whatever else they've been training with during the 2002.
Oh, they still had FMJ.
I'm terrified of that knowledge.
That being said, once they realize any good SWAT team, once they realize that their rounds are no longer effective, they would switch to something stronger. And if any of them are engaged, those in close quarters would blow a hole through each of them. As any good designated marksman has protection. The objective is for them to protect the town and to get these things from attacking random civilians.
Strong power play. But what about the outskirts? As we flicker back over to the vehicle that is still currently waiting for its turn to continue going forward, Tom Relic seems to be enjoying the calm, relaxed, and just humming along with the tune that's playing on the radio. Something by Sugar Ray. When it's over, is that time accurate? Am I jumping the gun? Would it be better to just assume that it's Damn it, okay, maybe not something from Sugar Ray. Somebody else suggest a song from 2002, please.
Let me throw this out here. Just say it's all anachronisms and blame Weatherman for his time elevator bullshit.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
I would like to point out Backstreet Boys are still fairly popular at this time as well.
So aren't in sync.
Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette.
Is Lincoln Park big yet?
No.
No.
Oh,
As the first
No, they're
Shrek
getting
movie
there.
came out,
They're getting there.
They won't be there until about 2005.
Has the first Shrek movie come out yet?
2000, I think?
I think 2000 as well.
2001.
In which case, it can be Smash Mouth, DM.
The All Stars playing.
Yeah, no. Smash Mouth was active in 1994,
Yeah, it came out with the movie.
and All Star came out in
Then.
'99.
I can't
You wanna
remember
be
what they used for the
particularly-
Digimon movie.
If you want to be particularly rude, you could throw out what's the face? The guys who sing the Photograph song.
Nickelback.
Nickelback.
Now we're about to play Nickelback's latest hits.
So
Now you remind me.
I just got into a
Oh,
wrestling
hi.
match with my dog, and I think the dog won.
Okay.
Asperlick is hamming it up, trying to get Dahlia's father to join in, who keeps begging for the Rock channels, keeps trying to grab and turn it, but keeps getting denied as a simple hand slap just stops Darren's already worn hands. You as a group are only still able to visibly see the smoke from the initial house fire, but soon there's more fires popping up here and there. As in the midst of the second verse, there is an immediate news break. This just in: here in Lincoln, we are currently being besieged by what appears to be flying bats. If you're trying to go outside, please be aware to stay at home or stay under covers, as these bats are huge. We believe they are to be from the Ukrainian source of the Eastern world. We are still trying to find out news. This just in.
Ukraine's not even a big thing at this point in time, good sir.
Just say Romanian. Just say
Czech
Romanian.
Republic.
Just say Romanian. We know they're vampire bats. Just say Romanian.
He's not wrong. You could just say Romanian.
it would make sense.
You could also just say Philippines because that's where the world's largest bats live.
Ooh,
Actually,
I like
no,
that
I'm
idea,
just
actually.
Based off that, these bats may appear to be from eastern islands of sorts, or even closer to the Philippines. We are still trying to find news about that now. But please,
Americans
stay,
couldn't get two
stay
rats'
undercover.
asses about the Philippines at this point.
So
Stay armed.
should I switch to the other guy, or do you think I'd be better suited to this one?
You can fly, right?
I can.
What are you kids talking about? As
I
Tom
think
Relic
you're-
turns back.
I think you're better suited
think-
for it.
I think maybe we should make a pit stop and hunker down until whatever this is over.
No, I wasn't planning on stopping until the next town.
I understand, but this seems like kind of an emergency thing, and if one of those things slams into our car, it might make the car stop working, which would be bad.
I can't look at that just yet. I can't look at that just yet. I can't look at that just yet. Fine. All right. Looks like we just got the chance to go a little bit forward. Signal in. God, there's something nice in this town. As he pulls over into the near a Shamrock gas station.
Jace will have the official assistance of Transient or Wilda or Dahlia or whichever to get him out of the vehicle so he can pretend to get in Rockin' Prime, and then just have Rockin' Prime create a hologram of him in the seat so he can put on his mask and take flight.
I'll take him out.
Okay.
He will make sure you get a good distance away before he puts the mask on and takes flight, because he knows you don't like sparky things.
He saw what happened last time a Sparky thing touched me.
Yeah, he's letting you get your distance first, and then he just slips on the domino mask, shoots skyward in a blast of lightning.
Gonna look over at Edward and be like, we're not really equipped for this, are we?
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Then my question is, why are they attacking during the day?
Now, DM, I would like to ask something real quick.
By all means.
You said these were half vampires, right? Like waist up?
Yes.
Is the lower part of their waist like completely smooth, or is it like spine, organs, and stuff hanging out the bottom?
For the lovely sake of trying to remain PG-13 oriented.
You can't argue we're still PG-13. We crossed that bridge several chapters ago.
Doesn't mean I can't fluctuate a little bit. It's sort of like a slime at this point, just like a little gooey to hide most of the details of dark ichor, but there is a evidence spinal cord that tails off at the very end of it.
I'd like to point out, as long as it's not red, it's not R.
It's a dark purple.
Okay. DM, I would like to do my best Emperor Palpatine impression. Let me go find that GIF real quick. It's a few decades too soon, but I might as well for heroic examples.
Just real quick, would you say your best Palpatine impression?
Wait, I would like to point out, Unlimited Power came out over 30 years prior to this. Or 25 years prior to this.
I'm thinking of this one. That said, I gotta do this as Jace, not as me. Okay, I believe this is how the quote goes. Unlimited power!
Okay.
And lightning blasts off.
You're causing a lightning storm in my quaint town that has the sunlight barely setting with vampires aflit and a house alit?
Yes.
Okay. Let me make a couple of rolls.
Quite frankly, DM, it's like, I haven't really had an opportunity since I found out, but since you told me I'm related to a certain douchebag, I may as well give it my best shot.
All right. How wide is that cone, by the way?
I don't think it's naturally a cone, so this would be extra effort and a ruling on your part.
All right. You will be feeling a. What was the first level of our exhaustion on this? Shoot. Double checking.
I believe it's bruises, then dazed. We also have fatigue, but I don't know what fatigue does.
I believe that is a mixture of hinder and not dazed, but
Um,
anyway.
What are we
For
looking
anything
at?
that- He's trying to find out the appropriate debuff to give me for extra efforting to create a lightning storm from normal lightning bolt.
Also,
Well, no, go ahead.
Well, what you can do is you can just spend a Benny and you don't get the exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd prefer to do that after the fact rather than in the moment. Because it feels appropriate for Jace to exhaust himself and then later be like, oh, right, duh.
all right. With your increased range, your lightning bolt normally goes at 125, 250, and 500 feet at an instant. By extra efforting to turn it into a cone, is that multiple? Widening that cone large enough to be at least around your immediate vicinity. And by immediate, I mean 30 feet around you. All right, let me make a series of rolls. And what was your damage rating on that?
5.
So DC 20.
Failed by 1. Failed by 1. That one passed. And that one failed by 2. So as you let loose your lightning bolts into the sky and watch it scatter into 4 different arcs, you do hear a series of thuds as what seem to be these large bats that were getting ready to accost a few of the civilians nearby have dropped down, including one right comically by the front wheel side of your vehicle. It is a fried, large, man-like looking bat-like creature.
A man-like looking bat-like creature, you say?
Damn,
I
I don't know
just-
how I made that sound.
I just imagined fucking Dahlia's father stepping out of the passenger side and being like, all right, kids, I'll do what has to be done, and just taking out a shotgun. Just walking over like it's a deer they hit while driving past on the road.
No, don't get out for this relic. All right, I don't know what y'all doing, but I want y'all to avert your eyes. Second shot. Yes, that was 3 bullets in 1 shot. As the deed is cleanly done as best as possible, the body is carefully wrapped up in what seems to be a space blanket, one of the emergency space blankets that was set aside in case someone got caught in a fire before being chucked into a nearby immediate dumpster.
I have a secondary question while I'm up here before we presumably cut to somebody else so they can get involved as well, DM. Do I have the ability with my technopathy senses to pick up on any little fuckeries going on that remind me of a certain coyote statue?
I'm so glad you asked. Give me a technology check.
Oh no, a technology check. Whatever will I do? 28.
It's faint, but you can definitely sense his tomfoolery not too far from where you're at. If anything, it's noticeable in the direction of the initial house fire.
Jace will shoot a text to the others real quick to let them know. Hey, Himmeltech probably causing whatever the fuck this is. House fire. I'm gonna keep shooting down bats. So they don't grab any more civilians.
The text is received by the rest of the group.
Dahlia is gonna text back. Is there a control panel?
Don't know, but if it's like the coyote statue, just snap it in half.
Emojis have not been invented yet.
No, they have not.
Dahlia just says, okay.
Text emojis have been, though.
Yeah, but there's no thumbs up.
Just the letter K.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of us are using the old Nokias, so, you know.
Oh. You could do 07 for salute.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one.
07.
Oh,
07.
7. Lowercase than 7.
Yep.
Regardless, you can salute. That
Ah.
would get the point of it.
I guess we're messing up after all.
Alright, let's do it out of sight.
You know, we're at a gas station, we go into the bathrooms.
I needed to make a roll for tetanus.
One more time.
I was joking, saying they need to make a roll for tetanus because they're going into a gas station bathroom in the 2002.
Joke's on you. I'm immune to that.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
But yeah, Dahlia is gonna go inside, put her mask on, and she's gonna try to look around for the statue.
Statue of what? I mean,
What'd you
there is
say,
a-
Ace?
I was asking the statue of what? I mean, there is a fine statue of the town's founder not too far away from the outskirts.
Well, last time he said last time it was a coyote statue. So Dahlia's gonna look for anything potentially bat or vampire related.
He did also say it was in the house fire in the text.
Oh, okay. So she's just gonna go walk into the house fire.
Yeah.
It's no longer on fire thanks to Spencer.
Yeah, and Dolly doesn't have to worry about smoke inhalation, so she's gonna search the house, Ace.
Wilda is gonna also try and search.
It'll take you both a little bit, but it's not too far from where you're at as you make your way through the forest thickets. A little bit of a couple of streets, a couple of SWAT teams. That's a lot of SWAT teams, actually. In fact, as you make it to the main house, the entire area is in an intense gunfire fights as large groups of these vampires are more found centered around the now no longer on fire house.
And jump back in there, please.
I guess I'm gonna stealth in. As a human.
Dahlia's gonna teleport somewhere that is dark inside.
As you, Dahlia, as you transpose yourself through the shadows into the room, into the deep, burnt down house, you do find yourself on a stable second floor area. This is the most immediate area you could see and think of that would have shadows, given the motion of the time of day and the newfound fires being started around the block there. Go ahead and give me a perception check as I double check Wilda's stealth check.
Okay. Her perception's not good.
And yes, you are the one. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
18. That's actually not bad.
I'll reach out right here. Oh, yeah, we had to put it in the recycling bin. I'll be right back up.
All right.
Dahlia, you are able to see what looks to be the remains of a body on the first floor as you're exploring. You feel a slight. Give me a will save.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if this is not a will save, I don't know what is. All right. Come on, Dahlia. Do not eat anyone. Don't embarrass yourself.
Yes, I do.
13?
Double checking Dahlia's.
I think it's only. I don't have to save too high. Let me see. Let me look at Feeding Frenzy.
Jeez. You'll have.
No, shoot!
There you are. As.
It's a DC
I assume it's a
14.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, she's gonna start twitching and then lunge at the body, looking for
There's another
flesh.
like, oh, thank goodness. Free food. Thanks. Rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the grub. As you leap over from your position and land onto the body, your teeth sink into the chest, and you realize that this is an old body. This is like already decayed. Who tried to liven this up with? This is like a decorated piece of wood at this point. It's almost.
It's already cooked too, which is even worse.
It almost feels like you're eating a either a really, really, really dead body or a fake body. Honestly, it's a cadaver refashioned to be a body. As you, after the fourth and fifth bite, realize that it's missing its organs improper.
Dahlia starts growling and prowling around.
Actually, go ahead and give me another will save, given how upsetting this tasted.
Oh, good. She might snap out of it. Come on, Dahlia. Hey!
As I'm sneaking
Even with
in.
the DC increase, she still gets it by 1.
So you do snap out of it and are more upset, but slightly curious as to why there's a cadaver already in a burnt building. Meanwhile, Puddles, as you are wandering closer to the house that you are also zoning in, you manage to duck underneath a group of fighting SWATs who wave you off, trying to get you to safety, not realizing where you're heading off to. The second group almost sees you, but the gunfires that blinded the one that does see you because of a misfiring habit has them distracted, so you're able to avoid them and they can't find you afterwards. You manage to make it over to the house just as Dahlia is now looking at this opened up body cooked in the ground, and she has this like really sour face, like she just tasted something
She
nasty.
pukes a little bit, and yeah, there's some chunks in there. Hello.
Hi, no, I'm trying to decide how Wilda would act to that.
While you're
Dahlia
trying-
mutters a quick, "Hurry. It's been here a while. Organ's missing. I feel kind of sick."
Oh, okay. With shaking hands and shaking body, I go and investigate the building.
Dahlia tries to keep a wide berth from Puddle. Very remorseful.
$14.
What was 14 again for?
I was gonna investigate the building with with a shaking body.
As you're looking around, despite the charred remains, you do happen to see that whoever used to live here was well off. Almost had a bat theme going.
Oh my god, it's Bruce Wayne.
She's going to. So everything in here has a bat theme.
Definitely a gothic theme of some have Batline books charred by the fire. There one looked to have been a Romanian tapestry now singed almost down to only half the curtains working. You do see a desk with the lovingly crafted name Luce Campbell, not to be confused with another Campbell out there. Co-worker to Jason Forge. It literally says that on the plaque there, as though that was something to be commemorated of.
Huh.
Amongst them, you do happen to find
The story begins.
familiar paper. Familiar in only that you've seen it at one particular place, the military base. Although instead of being a medical record, this is more about dossier.
Oof. Well, I'm going to pick up the dossier. and I'm gonna read it to see what it says.
The dossier depicts the name of Jason Forge, a well-off multi-million business that billionaire, a millionaire, multi-millionaire that lived within the area, who seemingly have died yesterday due to a also perhaps coincidental house fire. The proceeding was sad and terrible, but along with it was more information about Jason Forge. Interesting. Discussed about how old he was when he appeared, what school he went to, which happened to be also one of the Nebraska's nearby high school. But makes no mention of who his parents are. Says he was found at the orphanage. The dossier continues to say that the records appear to be possibly forged, but no one knows who, nor was the body recovered. In doing so, a great as you flip through, the dossier ends with, if you're curious to learn how to may chance reach such a level that your coworker did have, reach out to me. Underneath is a series of numbers that was immediately burned and scarred, not by the fire, but by someone who seems to have already done so and was instructed.
Well,
The
I'm
other
gonna go
curious
put it
thing-
in my pocket.
All right. The other curious thing about the dossier, though, it does say that a gift perchance will come to you soon. Underneath the burned scorch marks that wasn't burned off completely, like it only burned off possibly his phone number or address.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go look for the gift. Well, I am at least.
All right.
Dahlia's gonna like sort of trail after you, trying to keep distance because she had a lapse. Any clues?
Found a dossier. I'll share it when we get back to the car.
Okay. Any sign of whatever the control thing is?
There's apparently a present that was delivered. So we gotta find that.
On it. Do you want me to get the bottom floor? You get the top? I can at
Sure.
least teleport. Dahlia offers you a shaky smile and creeps downstairs.
While this is happening, and as you two continue looking around downstairs, Transient, what are you doing at the moment? Just standing. Transient and Jace. Let me rephrase it.
My fire and my lightning.
I'm still at the vehicle.
Just vibing there. All right. Before you kick off your lightning, because I was kind of wondering if you guys were doing anything, we'll flick it back over to Spencer, who is currently flying through the city area, the city forest area, while it's currently under siege of SWAT fire. The young girl is trying her best to help Spencer look for her mom. Spencer, she expresses that her mom is a gorgeous woman with the same hair that she has, which is blonde, sandy blonde, and is wearing her favorite purple shirt.
I rolled a 20 for perception.
As you go searching around trying to find it, you do happen to see the fleeing figure that meets this similar entourage of assembly.
Huh?
Someone who matches the description.
I would go up to that woman with the girl.
The girl is excited to see her mom as she tries to leap out of your arms and run over to her. But as she goes to run to her mom,
I would like to stop her. Because I think I know where you're going with. Hello?
I'm still here. Broken Thumbs GM. Yeah.
Yeah.
She still has broken thumbs.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase. So she is. You are holding her as she can't hold herself up. She's wrapping her arms around you as best she can, but because of her broken thumb, she can only grip somewhat tightly. Once you do find the woman matching her description, you do start to set her down as she does attempt to flee from you and run into her mother's arms. But as you catch her, you see the woman doesn't even register what is going on as she continues to run away towards a nearby house. The girl looks somewhat heartbroken as you re-pick her back up. Her hands are swelling, becoming redder, but not as red as the look of disappointment in her face. Why would she forget me?
Spencer's going to hold her close and go, I don't think she forgot you. I think she's just panicking. Would that be a persuasion check? Or wait, do we have persuasion? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check to see how well that can keep her hopeful. As I need to make a couple of rolls over here.
And where is this house? Like, do I see any other figures in it, or?
The house is about a 2-story house. It's
Oh my god, Spencer, please. Natural 20.
your soft purrs do seem to calm her down, and as you mentioned that she could be panicking, and you gesture around the chaos as a few SWAT teams are taking aim at three nearby flying vampires who are immediately shot down in an explosive manner due to the new ammunition type that they're using. She turns back a little goth at the display. Maybe. Yeah. You head over towards the house with her in hand as you knock rapidly on the door. You hear a loud "Go away! This is a god's house. We worship God here. It's protected.
Does it sound like the woman that I just saw?
Kinda yes.
Kinda or yes?
You didn't really exactly hear her say anything. She was too busy panting and screaming.
Fair enough. Is the door locked?
Spencer, this door is a wooden door fastened by metal hinges. It is your typical front door.
I'm going to
There's
ask.
only
this-
two
going to-
people's front doors you can't open. And both of them you know quite well.
Question, DM. I'm going to look to this girl and I'm going to ask, is this your house?
She nods.
All right. And I'm going to go, do you know which room is your room?
And she points over to the second floor window that's just on the left side.
Is the window open or?
It is not. If anything, it is not even boarded. It's just closed.
I'd like to fly up, open the window, and gently set the girl down inside of it. Side of the room. Sorry, not the window, inside of the room. And I'm going to say, writing off of that natural 20 for persuasion, I'm going to go, if you have a closet, hide in your closet. I'll be here, and if there's anything that comes to attack you, yell for me. My name is Spencer.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Spencer.
I'm going to nod, and I'm going to close the door. Before I close the window, I'm going to say, try and find something to block the window, too.
She nods as she tries to wipe her hands with her hand. Her swelling broken thumb area kind of like catches a lot of the snot that's come down her nose.
Swelling, bro. Is it like a compound break where it's broken the skin, or is it just a dislocation?
It's not poking out of the skin, thankfully, but it is definitely swelling. It is more than likely that they got dislodged.
All right. If I see that, it's genuinely like a really bad. One second. If I genuinely see that it's a really bad break, I might take her to a hospital, but I'm gonna try and save other people before I do that. She's not critically wounded, but she's in her home. Her mother's there. Even if she's irrational at the moment, her mother's there. I have bigger fish to fry.
Speaking of bigger fish to fry, we flicker back over towards this mystery lady who stands before two defiant storage area workers as one stares at her properly, chest out. This 13-year-old is a man, here to stand up to anyone trying to be a bully, especially with his coworker, the younger lady, probably 12 years old actually, who's helping around here, looks to be cowering behind him. You better have proof of who you are first. You can't just walk in here. It's the law.
Storage 14 Bravo, row 3, storage locker 8 on the right. It has a silver padlock on it. That one is mine. If you want, you can escort me there if you want to go outside.
That's not what I asked. I asked for your ID.
I didn't
proof.
ask. It's my locker. I know exactly where it is, and this is the last time I'm asking nicely.
The brother goes to say something, but he's pulled back by his younger sister, coworker. As he's about to consider his words, there is a loud explosion coming from the other side. What seems to be a series of SWAT teams taking down another large vampire creature. As the body drops through the fencing that was separating between you and the actual interior of the compound. At that sight, the boy drops his heroic facade. Yeah, sure. Whatever you want. Gotta go inside.
Wise choice. Then proceed to walk to my locker, break open the lock with my bare hands, and
As you make it over to your locker, there is a third person standing there. Ah, I recall a former co-worker of mine using this particular locker. Ah.
Is that the count?
Shush.
I don't know what he's
listen,
counting.
you
But apparently he has that money.
off-brand Count Chocula, get out of my way.
Come now, dear Mr. Forge. You can't seriously forget your favorite co-worker.
Do I look like a dude to you?
You can fool anyone with your facade. Warren, as he pulls out what seems to be a blown up picture of you in mid transformation.
Have you having sex with Amanda?
How long were you hiding such powers? We were great co-workers, you and I. We made millions, and you are just going to walk away from it.
Slowly walk forward.
So it doesn't.
You're right. I'm going to hold out my hand as though I'm going to shake this guy's hand.
My good boy, co-worker. I'm glad you still hold trust in this old man. As he grabs her hand with both hands and shakes heartily, still holding the picture.
Slowly bring him into a full hug and protrude spikes from every point of my body.
I need to make a roll.
Human pincushion.
Ah!
Empire pincushion.
Why? George, how could you? What is this? This isn't.
Crushing embrace.
This is not what your associate promised. But no matter. As he dissolves into a series of bats and flutters around you before returning back to his original form. The skewering that you've caused him, it seems to be all over the place as he stands there shaking begrudgingly. Let me double check your thingy real quick. There you are. Oh dear. Oh my. What would have been the damage on that, my good sir? Ma'am.
I have no idea.
In fact, you don't exactly have a
What's the
real
DC?
piercing. It is an 18. He failed by 2 degrees.
Oof, so he's dazed.
That's why he only. He had to heroic feature and flutter out of range before he exactly reveals himself. The DM is down another Benny. We'll have a Benny count around here. I need to just have like a fucking counter just separate that says remind yourself. Anyway. Down to 2 Bennies. I think. As your old partner in crime, Luce Campbell, flutters off his lower half, becoming this large and an even more grotesque half vampire man before you. The bottom of his leg starts frantically running off in the distance. But now you shall feel what true power is, thanks to your own companion's doings. I take it at this point you were already busy getting your vehicle and getting ready to drive? Or were you about
Yes.
ready to deal with? See, I was expecting you to do that. Go ahead and give me a vehicle check as you just ignore this giant vampire man mid transformation and drive off.
All right. I gotta see what I have for that. +1. Oh, not bad. 18 total.
Very good. You managed to dodge 2 of the SWAT teams that were dealing with the smaller, comparative to your now bigger stalker. As they let you pass, as you manage to weave around them, and they begin focusing their fires on Luce Campbell. The gunshots do seem to hold him back, but comparative to what they were doing to the other vampires, it seems to be another dead end on their bullet range, which confuses them as they're now starting to make coordinations to let everyone else know tougher vampire, top ammo not cutting it.
With one hand, I will send off a quick text to let the cat know if possible.
As we flicker back over to Spencer.
Hiya.
Spencer, as you said you were doing what after you left the little girl?
I didn't get to say anything before we switched over.
Damn it, I'm terrible.
No, you're
What did
not
you-
terrible. You're a DM.
Or ace this whole time.
How could you? You lied to us.
I lie about everything. That's what a DM does. That's what an ace be. Both sides. Now,
Monster.
real quick, what are you doing, dear Spence?
Let's see here. So, do I still see that miscellaneous girl as I fly up a little bit into the air to see the situation of the town?
Not exactly. The smoke and haze of the fire that's been going around the city has kind of make being up in the air a little bit difficult to see passively. Go ahead and give me an active roll.
Perception check, you mean?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh, That is a 22.
Your perception manages to pierce a little bit at some of the weakest area of the fogs, and notice that despite a lot of the standstill of traffic, there's still one vehicle actively going through the town itself, a bike. And on that bike, you can perceive what seems to be the flowing hair of a person you just recently met.
Is it the miscellaneous lady?
Could be. How many
It
people did you meet in town?
Yes, there's a lot of people in this town. Many women, yes.
Many,
Anyways.
many of them with flowing red hair.
Yes. Anyways. Do I see... Let me ask it like this. Do I see any other immediate threats to people's lives
Oh,
with
plenty.
that 22?
Plenty. As I stated, there is still an active vampire assault on the area, and it only seems to continue growing more as as the SWAT teams are doing everything they can to take them down. You also happen to see what could be the biggest of the bats fluttering about, trying to locate someone.
Do I see this big
Ah!
this big bat making noises like that?
Yes, actively.
How far away is he from... Oh wait, I shouldn't ask that question. I can reach him.
It's still within town, as obviously.
So I'm gonna fly up to him. Her. It.
The one on the bike, or the half vampire in the air.
The biggest half vampire in the air that I can see.
Okay. As you get closer, flying down towards where you see it, is actively doing loop-de-loops, flying around, grabbing a person, taking it behind the shadows, sounds of horrible screams, flying back out, loop-de-looping. One of the active SWAT members looks over to see you flying, almost takes the shot, realizes it's you, and then gives the almighty
Is going to stop whatever he's doing and just get right to that. And he's not going to tackle the person. He's going to go right up to them obediently.
Wow, I was told you were a cat guy, but this is more than expected. I honestly did that as a jest, but we need your help. We can keep that thing at bay, but we ain't got enough people, enough time to move our injured. He keeps stealing them. Blah! Oh God, help me!
I just love that. What do you need me to do?
Distract him long. Go ahead and if you can't distract him long enough, while we load the injured into the convoy, then take the convoy and drive it over to the hospital site. We got one last finale for this big guy. If this thing don't take him down, take a miracle, maybe even a hero.
I love the idea. It's just like, I will do my best. And is he in the air right now?
Mid loop de loop.
Mid loop to loop. I would like to, as fast as my wings can carry me, come right up to him and tackle him with a grab and try and just keep raising the elevation as I hold him in that grapple.
I'll need a grapple check and a strength check. As you zip that,
Strength check?
zip that. Yes.
That was just a
To-
grapple check last time. Sorry. It's in my eye.
It was only a grapple check because that one couldn't have the strength to match you. This being does.
Okay. It's got to make a what against me?
I believe it would be an acrobatic.
I'm going to go
It would
ahead
be
and roll.
opposing strength.
Yes.
as it tries to break grapple. Or rather, your grapple gets set at your roll. If it
Okay.
can beat that roll,
I'm going to use a Benny. I am now at 3 with the rest of the people here.
don't forget you have luck points as well.
That's true. I added those on top. That is a 31.
Goodness.
Let me just go ahead and put in a heroic example of what's happening.
It is a honest to goodness struggle, but despite the weird flexing that this bat is doing, his wings cannot outdo yours as you manage to just get the last push and start bringing them up in the air, giving the SWAT teams enough time to start moving a lot of their injuries out of the way as they prepare what seems to be a mortar.
Oh
Go
boy.
mortar fire for this one. As you're dragging them up into the air to get a good distance, we flick it back over to Dahlia and Wilda. You're searching around on the
Hey,
bottom.
Ace,
Yes.
we don't have time.
Yeah, I've got to go in like 3 minutes.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just this is where we should end session.
We pick. Well, we. As Dahlia and Wilda make it to the bottom, they happen across an untouched, a scene untouched by the fire. A myriad of different bats, all in different styles, pinned to the walls in exotic taxidermy fashion.
And that looks like our ticket.
And it's here. We will cut off, and we will return back in 2 weeks as we try to find out if our dear friends can find Himmel's machine that's causing all of this to occur. What made Luce Campbell turn into such a raging creature? Who was his associate that he keeps speaking with? And how did he have that picture? Find out in 2 weeks. Till next time. Probably should start cutting out with all the hashtags.